President's Cup was much more interesting than I thought it was going to be. After the matches on Thursday and Friday, the USA team had a commanding lead, which gave a lot of the international team golfers the opportunity to show their true grit. In this episode of Big Boy Pants Golf, I'm going to predict who's going to the LIV Golf Tour, and more importantly, who should go to the LIV Golf Tour. Let's start off with the easy one, Mito Pereira. He finished 0-1-2. Not great, but he would match perfectly with his buddy Joaquin Niemann on the LIV Golf Tour. It's important to keep in mind that in April of this past year, Joaquin and Mito were paired up as a team in the Zurich Classic, but after the first round they had to pull out because of Mito's back issues. They're best buds. They grew up playing together in Santiago. They have the same coach that apparently is trying to destroy both their backs. His best bet is to go directly to LIV while his back is still intact. Pretty much no reason for him not to go and take guaranteed money up front rather than potentially falling off the PGA Tour relevance chart and then losing out on this big payday. With Mito Pereira's career earnings being under $3.2 million, I think LIV writes him a cool check for $10 million, slips it over to him, and welcomes him aboard. Do you think that Mito Pereira is a no-brainer for about $10 million? Let me know in the comments section below. Mito Pereira was just a warm-up. The next sets of golfers that could potentially leave to the LIV Golf Tour would potentially break the back of the PGA Tour. Why do I say sets? I'm referring to sets as anything other than an individual. Any grouping of a golfer more than one. In the golf.com article from a few days ago by Dylan Dethier, Patrick Cantley says it's an ever-evolving calculation, right, in relation to his decision of whether or not to go to LIV. Because if 20 of the 24 guys here this week go out and play the other tour, then it makes it way more likely that I'm going to want to go to the other tour. So to say that I would never, ever play on that tour, I don't think that's truthful. Patrick Cantley's statement indicates the obvious. The stronger the LIV Golf Tour gets, the stronger it will get. As in, success begets success. And here, I'm talking about success in terms of recruiting efforts. This is also another reason why I think Patrick Cantley will go to the LIV Golf Tour. His fiance. His fiance is a verifiable smoke show. If you've seen Patrick Cantley in interviews, he's a bit of a slow talker. Quick thinker, seems like a sharp guy, but very much a slow talker. I think Patrick Cantley will have to go full beta bucks to maintain this relationship. It's very much like a Paulina Gretzky type situation. She's way out of your league, so you better make birdies and eagles and go to the LIV Golf Tour. The final reason I think that Patrick Cantley will go to the LIV Golf Tour is, remember last year when he's having a great season, people are asking him about, hey, do you think you're going to win the PIP money? What are you going to do with the PIP money? All about the PIP money. Patrick Cantley gets no PIP money. Tiger Woods, not playing the golf tour, gets first place. That kind of rejection, just like prison time, weighs on a man. That's my case for Patrick Cantley, a guy who performed amazingly well in the President's Cup, especially in the team format, with the other guy who is part of the little bundle, I would say, Xander Schauffele. Xander Schauffele, with Patrick Cantley, won the Zurich Classic in the two-man team format last year. They destroyed in the President's Cup. They're a great team. Xander Schauffele is best buddies with Patrick Cantley on the tour. These guys go on vacation together. And this photo shows you that you want to inspire a nerd growing up to play golf. Look at this photo. These guys have one life. And why not keep on winning on the LIV Golf Tour? You got the team aspect. You guys can be, Xander, you can smoke cigars all the time. Patrick Cantley, you can continue to talk super slow. It's going to be a nonstop party. Your girlfriends or wives or fiancés or what have you are going to have the opportunity to travel the world, following you around at tournaments, buying expensive stuff on your dime. You're going to need that cash, Xander. Now let's get into how much LIV should pay this superstar duo. Both of you guys are what, top 5 or 6 in the world? Patrick Cantley, not necessarily performing so well in the majors. Xander Schauffele, doing well in the majors. Kind of blowing them a little bit at the end. But both guys marked for future greatness. Knowing that Henrik Stenson took home about $40 million when he joined LIV, and his career earnings are $36 million, but he also has a British Open, but he's also at the tail end of his career. I look at Patrick Cantley and Xander Schauffele, both who have approaching $50 million as, let's give them $65 million each. Do you think that $65 million is a good amount for both Xander and for Patrick Cantley? Because neither have a major yet. But you can at least match their total career earnings, give them another $15 million, and get them in that $65 million range. I don't think they approach the Cam Smith $100 million range because they're not bringing the current British Open title or the Players' Championship title. It will surprise exactly 0 people if Hideki and Adam Scott go to the LIV Golf Tour. They both have that coveted green jacket. So they've got a lifetime exemption into the Masters. Adam Scott would go perfectly onto the Australian team. He brings with him a lot of name recognition. And then you also have, obviously, Hideki Matsuyama. This would be huge for Japanese golf. They could have a tournament in Japan, and Hideki gets to host it, and it helps truly grow the global aspect of the game. While everyone's been focusing on Hideki to bring a lot more exposure to golf in Asia, this President's Cup highlighted the fact that they need to bring all 4 of the Korean golfers over as an immediate team, ready, set, kimchi, and already just make golf in Asia explode. The Korean golfers, hot off of this President's Cup and their awesome performances, would be like K-pop to the golf Asia community. And by K-pop, I mean that K-pop is popular in China, Japan, Thailand, etc. These Koreans could be like the universal blood donors for Asian blood. I don't know if that's AB or A negative, AB negative, where it can go to anyone and they can accept it and they could save their life. The K-craze, Korean dramas and culture are already taking India by storm, a country with over 1 billion people. You have this article that shows that K-dramas are so popular now, the world can't get enough, and that K-pop is a remedy for Asian ethnic tension. K-pop also popular in China, a country with almost 1.5 billion people. We all know that the LPGA Tour is dominated by the South Korean women. South Korea women dominate the LPGA so much that Jong-un Lee had to add the number 6 to her name to differentiate herself from the other Jong-un Lees on the LPGA Tour. It's time for the South Korean men to, as a team, really blow up golf in Asia. Tom Kim, he is the second youngest winner on the PGA Tour since World War II, current world number 22. Total earnings thus far, a little under $3 million. I think the best LIV strategy here is to show Tom Kim a lot of reels about Anthony Kim. And then, when Tom is at his most fearful, offered to 10 times his current earnings. Yes, let's get Tom Kim in for 25 to 30 million. Si-Woo Kim is 27 years old and currently world number 76. He's famous for this moment of shushing the crowd a la Patrick Reed. He's struggled with his putter in the past and is now using a long putter, which isn't a good sign in my opinion. Total career earnings, 17 million. Age and place of birth is very important for all the South Korean golfers, as if they're born in Korea, they have to serve in the military, which tends to ruin their careers. The fact that Si-Woo Kim is 27 years old and I believe hasn't served his military service in Korea yet, potentially there's a way to maybe get him for only $15 million, because in the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years, he's got to go into the Korean military unless he medals at the next Olympics. K.H. Lee is number 42 in the world, 31 years old. Not sure about his military service, if he's somehow gotten out of it. With the career earnings of $8,299,000, I think because K.H. Lee is already 31 years old, if LIV were to match his career earnings, boom, you got the third man on the Korean golf team, spreading that K-pop golf love all throughout Asia, including India. India is part of Asia. In terms of the K-pop, according to his PGA Tour profile, Lee would be a singer if he wasn't a professional golfer. He took lessons in South Korea and considered a career as a singer. When you listen to Tom Kim talk, you know he's got a deep baritone voice. I think all four of these guys will be able to sing, and they will make the LIV slogan, golf but louder, more melodious. If any of you at home have the opportunity to go to a karaoke with a bunch of Koreans and you get them about 8 to 10 beers in, you'll see why this whole strategy for bringing the Korean golfers over and getting them to sing and just tying everything together with the K-pop makes complete sense. And now to Sung Jae Im, world number 19. He's got 2 PGA Tour wins, career earnings total of almost 25 million. I think if you get the other 3 guys on board and maybe knock Tom Kim's money down to about 20 million, we could get Sung Jae Im for 25 million. He still has that military service whammy card out there. I think the selling point of all 4 of these guys doing the team competitions together, being able to be decked out with Korean sponsors like many of them already are with this whole CJ food brand or what have you, it's going to be more fun, and there's going to be an opportunity to make more money via the individual and team events at each of the LIV Golf tournaments. If it was your call and you could get all 4 Koreans over for around $75 million or one Hideki Matsuyama over for $75 million, what would you choose? Remember, they don't have any of the Japanese players on the LIV Golf Tour right now because they booted all 3 of them and all of a sudden that team was gone. Here, you got a Insta team ready to go. And for potential sponsors, think about Samsung, LG, Hyundai, Kia. There's a lot of meat on that bone.